Hello, everyone. Welcome to Virtual HorrorCon Day 3. And we're all a little bit tired now as we woke up for the early shift today, but today is going to be an interesting day. It's going to be an interesting game. We are here with Sunday Morning Kult. Grab your coffee, hold your family and loved ones tight, and descend into the depths of El Diablo. But before we begin, and sorry for the delay, everyone, I really appreciate those who are coming out and seeing to watch us. You all are amazing. Thank you for supporting the cause, and hope we have a great last day of Virtual HorrorCon. So, before I get into anything else, before I wax poetics and dive right into the horror, I want to introduce my lovely cast today. They're all amazing people. I'm just going to call on y'all, and you just let me tell them who you are, a little bit about yourself, and who you're playing, please. And any other awesome anecdotes that you might come to mind. First off, I'm going to start with the chipper and most energetic of us, Rachael.
I always bring the energy. Hi, I'm Rachael. You might have also seen me on Twitter as Super Rat Lord. I am playing Josephina, and she is a doctor, and she's a bad man.
And then next up, I'm doing this in order of most energetic to least energetic. We're gonna go with Kaela, who's the nice mid-range.
Good mid-solid. Hey, it's me, Kay, of the She and They variety. I am a queer Jewish TTRPG streamer. You can catch me at Critical K with 2 Ks on the Bird app if you want to follow my TTRPG adventures and whatever shenanigans I'm talking about online. And today I will be playing Tyler Sparks, a retired ballet dancer who's just searching for a purpose for the useless husk that can no longer dance.
And then I was gonna introduction. It's fine. It's fine. I was gonna gas you up. And last but certainly not least, the least energetic of us all, fighting me for that spot is Noordin Ali.
Hi, I'm Noordin Ali Khadir. My pronoun is he, just the one. Unfortunately, we're stuck with that. If you want to find birds on the app, Werewolf Feels, look, you cannot legally prove that I'm awake right now. I checked. I'm playing Ernest Vasquez, who's a journalist and a bit of a seeker of truth, fame, or who knows?
I guess that just leaves me, your humbled, amazing GM for today. Yeah, those two words go together. Hi everyone, I'm Nick Francia. You can find me on the Bird app as @NoblemanNick, and I'm really excited to play Kult. It's one of my favorite systems. Just giving out content warnings aside, this is going to be, it's Kult. It's going to be a dark game. It's going to be a heavy game. Was kind of pushing the boundaries, seeing my player cast, but we are using full safety tools, and that's something I'm not going to shy away from. So at any point in time, we might message each other. We might throw up the X. X card is going to mean we are going to, whatever we're on right now, we're going to move past, no questions asked. If we need to call for a break, we probably will in the middle of the stream. That's fine. If we need to bring anything up, so everyone at home, don't be ashamed to use safety tools. Safety tools are amazing. They're great. There's been 100 panels this convention about why you need them, and I can certainly tell them you can make a more horrifying and harder game with safety tools. They're great. They are a boon, not a curse. All right. So, are we ready, as we'll ever be, for Sunday Morning Kult?
So ready.
It's time to open that matinee, everyone. The dulcet tones of my voice as we go into a scenario that I like to call the New Flesh Ball. As you are sitting in your own private limos, each of you, as you hear the dulcet tones of Mikey Jones, KYXM, in the morning, enjoying it, having a great day to you today. Welcome to another sunny day in Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen. We see traffic's a little bit tight on the On the 2 here, we have a little bit of enjoyment coming in here, and the biggest heat wave we have ever seen hitting the city. Temperatures are spiking up to a high of 105 today. You know, some folks like to believe it's this global warming, but who knows? I think, you know, let the sun shine on a beautiful sunny day in California. And the day started out kind of like anything else. You woke up, you got ready, you looked at your old lives, your maybe boring lives, your empty lives. And your eyes came across this invitation. Maybe it was delivered to you, you know, through the actual, like, mail. Maybe it was sent by an email. Maybe you just got a text. But either way, you were invited. Even more than invited, you were honorably requested to come to a very special event. You all have your reasons for perhaps being interested in this sort of thing. And seeing the invitation, you probably couldn't explain it then, but it was almost like a light breaking through the curtain that you didn't know was even up there. And that's the kind of memory you're having as we transition to a couple weeks later, and you're sitting in that private limo, night about to fall. You're not sure where you're at. The driver didn't even tell you. He picked you up from your various places, whether you're living in houses, apartments, mansions. He didn't say nearly a word except for your name. And the request that you wear your best clothing. So now, as I kind of focus in, I'm going to start with Tyler. Tyler,
Yes.
in your limo, what are you wearing? What do you look like?
So Tyler is a young man in his early 20s. His eyes are devastated, and he's wearing trendy, ornate clothing, a silken top from Johnny Wah that just goes down long enough to cover mid-thigh, and he's not wearing pants. His face is made up, and his body, it's athletic but frail, like he hasn't been taking care of it lately. But, or at least not the health. The aesthetic, of course, must be there, but the health is failing a little.
And because you're not wearing any pants, you could even see that on the back of your leg, one might notice the scarring that run down it from that accident.
Yeah, Tyler tries not to look. The career-ending injury that happened to him that ended his time as a ballet dancer, and instead focuses on his wrist, where, although it's covered by makeup, he spent the last few days with a rigger trying to get something, feel something, and he knows that under the sort of makeup there covering, there's marked tightness of rope bounds, and those will steady him instead of the ever-thrumming phantom pain in that scar in his leg.
And you can feel it, right?
Oh, of course. Always. That impact is always there.
In your mind, what do you hope to get from all this?
A purpose. My body had purpose once. It danced, and it was beautiful, and it was adored and loved. And now it's adored and loved, but only for minute times of sessions between things. It doesn't have the rigorous pace of a day of a dancer. And the body, it needs. And I must give it that. I can't not.
And as we shift the camera and shift the scene, to the limo pulling up in front of the large estate. Looking fairly ornate on the outside, chiseled from stone itself, multiple pillars, entrancing other vehicles as they all pull up for this fancy soiree tonight. Entering through a private courtyard adorned with various hedges and shrubbery shaped in exotic shapes and creatures that don't look really anything that you've seen in any modern day zoological database. More like a mismatch, chimeras even. We look over to Josephina. You step out of your vehicle. The driver opens the door wordlessly as he did when he picked you up. What does your character look like? What are they wearing to the party?
Josephina is wearing one of those lovely power suits. Little gaunt, little tired looking, but still impeccably dressed with some nice Calvin Klein stilettos. And, no scars or anything. Yet.
Yeah, indeed. And you can kind of feel that there is something itching at the back of your mind. Something that's like, you're not sure if it's anxiety or anticipation. But you started feeling it the minute you drove into this place.
That is anticipation, isn't it?
And what do you hope to get from tonight?
I hope to see something. I hope to enjoy what experience may lie ahead.
Excellent. And we go to our last arrival. The limo pulls up a little bit slower than the others. You're forced to kind of park behind all the cars and make the long walk over there, past most of the courtyard. But the driver still gets out, and the driver still opens the door like all the others did. Who steps out?
Ernest has got a body and a face that suggests he's actually a bit younger than he is, now reaching probably his mid-30s. But the creases around his eyes reveal just how jaded he's become. Unlike the rest today, he's not dressed to impress. He's, in fact, in just an polo and jeans. You said alternative. Alternative can be many things.
Yeah.
Ha.
It's interesting, right? Because it's almost like others would feel out of your element. Do you feel out of your element here as you look at the rest of the other guests?
It's a weird question you ask, because there's no place on earth where Ernest has felt that he is in his element.
And you can feel some might feel anticipation, some might feel purpose. But there's almost a hint of danger. That sense that you get, that sixth sense that kind of tickles on the back of your neck. Like you're walking into the jaws of a beast. And yet, do you want to turn away?
Not at all.
What is your purpose here today, Ernest?
I need to know more. I need to see more. I've heard little things here and there, but just whispers in the corners of rooms, echoes from back alleys. I need to know and to see myself. An experience.
There's that perfect moment when day turns to night, that blood-kissed sky looms overhead as the three of you funnel in to the main kind of entrance hall of this estate. And there are a matter of people here, not overly crowded, maybe about 30 others. It's the very definition of a private party. And as you look at the forefront, seeing that the whole entrance hall is kind of made of is partially made of marble, there is extravagant art pieces on the wall. The art pieces are not what normal people would call proper decor, as they depict horrifying acts through history or through mythology. You see,
Goya.
yeah, I have to say something kind of like that. Very like almost like twisted, almost like Frida Kahlo-esque kind of mentality of paintings, of just things that like some people would consider most normal people would consider disturbing, but in fact you three might actually think it's comforting. And ahead, the person that's kind of standing in authority is not the type of person you would expect to throw these type of parties. Usually it's weirdos and eccentric patrons. No, you see a man that's attractive and young, possibly about 30. It's not really a hint of any wrinkles in his face. He looks happy as like long brown hair kind of descends down to his shoulders. He's dressed in a Armani suit, looking impeccable, of Italian design, looking custom tailored indeed. And he has this smile on his face that is welcoming. It isn't creepy. It isn't disinviting like someone else would be able to do. But you can notice that he's watching everyone, taking it all in, and you might even see his tongue pressed to his teeth and lick his lips absent-mindedly. Next to him, there is a man who is not as, you would say, conventionally attractive. He is a kind of a bigger fellow, one that imposes strength and almost a sort of stoicness, hair thinning to the point where it's pretty much bald, a thick, burly, black beard, and kind of a scarred face on his right cheek, almost looking like there was some sort of accident with burns. And he kind of sits to it, not to say stands to his side, arms behind his back, a little bit into the background. Obviously, standing as more of help than an imposing figure to this younger looking. And you're seeing they are forming a line, the guests, as they go to greet their host. And time ticks away. And eventually, who gets there first out of the three of you?
I would say as the most energetic of the group. Sure, I can
Okay.
get there first.
No, there's a reason. I think Ernest would take his time trying to look into every corner on the way there. Promise, it's not about my energy levels.
Tyler walked with a bit of a limp, and he took some extra time in the car. As you'll notice, while his legs are still bare, he is wearing one singular leg warmer on his left calf that covers the career-ending industry. And yes, it is Hermes.
Only top of the line.
So you're the one, Josephine, who gets there first.
Yeah.
And as you approach him, as you're next in line, you can see he greets you with a smile as he offers to take your hand.
Oh, and I am fully going to give it, but as I take it, I'm going to surreptitiously start looking around his hairline, next to his ears for, surgical scars, dolly plugs, tightening. Just see if he's had some work done.
And you have a keen eye for this sort of thing. As you kind of scan his face, he is almost like statuesque, like when they, how the Greeks and the Romans would make statues of what they considered perfect bodies and perfect facial features. Everything about him seems natural, which is something that's very interesting, especially for a place that's called the New Flesh Ball. You would think that he would have undergone some sort of cosmetic surgery or something here, but he seems to be rocking the au naturel look. Even his hair doesn't seem to reek of detergent-like shampoo, and in fact, his hair has the consistency of someone that probably doesn't wash it often and is more relying on the natural scent and odors. One of those naturalists, as you would say. And as he goes and he takes your hand and places his lips upon the back of your palm. Balthazar Vado.
Josephina, I'm charmed.
It is my pleasure to host you. I have heard many good things about you, Doctor.
Oh, good things, I hope.
Oh, well. You wouldn't be here if it was just simply good things. Interesting things, I'll say that. I'm excited that you took my invitation. I promise tonight will be a display of decadence, hedonism, and high-concept philosophy.
That is intriguing.
Oh, but where are my manners? This, and he kind of gestures to the, kind of standing man. This is, Renee. My manservant, but also my teacher. You'll be ensuring everything goes to course for tonight. Only the best for my guests.
And of course, I'm going to cordially greet Renee, but in the back of my mind thinking, who the hell has manservants in this day and age?
It does seem to be an outdated concept. Now, he kind of, looks over, he's like, you are free to wander any part of the building today, as he kind of starts to lay out the rules to you. And I'm going to divide the rules between the three of you, just so you each have something kind of to comment on. I'm not just exposition dumping on Rachael here. But only one rule remains. No flash photography, no recordings. And he kind of even gestures to... funny enough, there is like a basket. It's a very nice basket, but a basket nonetheless. It's like that traditional, car keys and cell phones go in the bowl, basically. He's like, please deposit your smartphone and keys into the basket, as you are disallowed in the party. Privacy is our concern, of course.
And of course, Josephine did not bring her cell phone because this is not her first rodeo at a private event. That was left at home.
Renee would come over and would search you very as respectfully as he can. His hands don't linger. They don't try anything funny. They're you can just by seeing them up close, they are rough, coarse, seem to have gone through ages of hard labor. He doesn't say a word, just nodding at Balthazar. And Balthazar, enjoy the party.
Thank you, and I'm sure I will. And that's when I go walk off to see the goodies in store.
Who is the next person that is in line? Is it Tyler?
Yes, it is Tyler. Tyler's probably next. And he
as you-
sachets. And he sachets up as much as one can sachet with a limp.
Oh. Barks. And he offers to take your hand.
Yes, and I give him my hand, and I think immediately, good keeper, one of my disadvantages comes in.
Of course. Actually, this will be so I'm gonna ask this after everyone introduces themselves to do the start of session stuff.
Okay. Wait. Okay.
But so we'll wait on that for now. But that is I know exactly what you're talking about, and I love the enthusiasm.
always enthusiastic. But yeah, so he will offer his hand.
And he will do the same as he did to Josephina, deposit a kiss, and then look and turn and go around the rounds of introducing himself, much similar to the same speech he just gave Josephina, introducing Renee. And he looks and he goes, and a person of your caliber, very exciting to have a celebrity in our midst.
Oh, that was so long ago. I'm just another patron. Don't treat me differently. But it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Vado, and Renee, you as well. And Tyler will take Renee's hand and actually kiss it. Almost a mirror image to what Mr. Vado had done to him.
Renee his face doesn't betray you as surprised or enjoyment. It's but he allows you to do so. He doesn't pull away. But in fact, Balthazar just looks peachy. Extremely happy. The most change on his face you have seen thus far. You are to be one of our more interesting guests. I was happy to see that, even with your change in lifestyle, that you still would manage to come here.
Yes, well, that change offers me a lot of free time, and I'm happy to use it at an event such as this to engage here.
I dare say that your old life will be pale in comparison to what lies forth for you in this new time.
Careful, Mr. Vado, I may hold you to that.
Oh, I'm hoping. But of course, and he starts to kind of give down the rundown of the rules. And the rule that
I give my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give my phone.
And the keys. Well, you're all brought here by limo, so you probably don't have keys on you.
Yeah.
And he goes, the second rule, of course, is that we ask that you keep an open mind to everything you see here. As much as, I would say this is a judgment-free zone, I truly mean it. Those who are bound in judgment or repulsion by others will be promptly ejected from the event.
As they should be.
And he kind of beckons you to go inside.
And I will go inside and probably be immediately drawn to a piece by Hieronymus.
Oh, the butt music. Indeed.
Who doesn't love a good ass flute?
Some ass flute, some people, just shoving themselves in the mouths of mermaids.
And would it be too much of a reach to say you're the last person in line, Ernest?
Of course I am.
And everyone's before you is dressed in suits, beautiful dresses, trendy clothes from fashion designers, and here you come walking up in jeans and a simple button-up.
Yep. It's a nice one. It's made out of linen. That's it.
And you see, as Balthazar eyes you, and he looks genuinely confused as you walk up, and he murmurs something to Renee, and Renee looks out, bringing out a small kind of black notebook, checking through before pointing and whispering back as you come up. Mr. Vasquez.
Hello?
It's great of you to join us tonight.
Thank you for having me. And call me Ernest. Everyone else does.
Of course, Ernest. It was very interesting that you are one of our later additions, I will admit, but I'm afraid you have me a little bit disarmed at the moment. As he points to you close, is this a statement?
What would it be a statement about?
The throes and the entrails of capitalism and within the high fashion industry. Yes, it's all very urban.
Well, I mean, you told me to wear my best clothes, so
And he offers to take your hand.
I take his.
He does the same, planting a kiss on the back of it. Lingering maybe half a second or so longer than the others. He seems genuinely entertained as I'm sure you knew. Or he wouldn't say, he said, I'm sure that, you've heard a little bit about this place. I know you want to do your research.
Here and there. Although I'd love to hear it from the master himself.
Some things are better off seen than talked about.
I'm inclined to agree.
I hope you don't take this as a threat, but I intend for you and perhaps even a few others to enjoy yourself so much that perhaps you may never leave at all. Our very own Den of the Lotus, as it was.
Well, now you really have me intrigued.
And he starts to give you the rundown, the rules, quoting what previously is said. And then he gets to his last rule. The most important rule of all is that in this place you might find yourself numb to a few things. Don't be alarmed, that is as intended. And whatever you do, don't stain the walls. Marble is easy to clean up, but my paintings not so much.
Of course. Can I read this person?
You know what? Being the last person, I said we're going to hold off on moves. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and roll me a read person. So you're going to roll, for anyone at home that doesn't know how to play Kult, you're going to roll 2d10, and you're going to add your intuition.
It's a 5 and a 7, which added together makes a 12, plus my perception. So 13.
Awesome. Yes. Are you reading a person or observing a situation?
I think I'm reading a person.
Okay, that's going to be plus intuition. Sorry.
Oh, right. Intuition. Those words are the same thing, right? No, that's a 14, but it's the same answer. It's
Okay,
the same
awesome.
result.
You can ask one of those questions on our player reference sheet. Them being, are you lying? How do you feel right now? What are you about to do? What do you wish I would do? Or how could I get you to blank?
What are you about to do?
You get the feeling that this is a almost like a ringmaster in a circus. He wants you to enjoy yourself, and he wants to impress you. In fact, his whole night might revolve around impressing his guests today. And if they don't enjoy himself, you would think that's the biggest blow that you could deal this man. So whatever is going to be spectacular.
Excellent. And I walk in to join the rest.
And as we go into the new Flesh Ball, I think that this is the perfect time to, if anyone has any advantages or disadvantages that read at the start of the session, please raise your hand. All right, we'll go with Tyler first.
So,
Which
as
one are we-
Tyler, yeah, I'll read mine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, you have one as well too?
I did. Yeah.
Okay,
sorry.
so we'll go through it. It's fine. So if you want, Tyler, go ahead. You were about to roll
Yeah.
something out. Yeah, go explain it for me.
Of course. So, as Tyler comes in, there's many eyes on him because Tyler's the disadvantage, or one of, if you could call it that, is they are an object of desire. There's just something special about you. You ignite deep, unhealthy desires in other, which they are unable to keep in check at the first game session. And whenever you meet one or new people, roll +0 to find out how they respond.
So go ahead and do that. I have it opened. And
That would be a 7.
Ooh, a low roll.
Yeah.
A strong desires take awaken in wonder level people. I'm gonna take 3 to hold.
Ooh.
So let me
All right.
write that in my notes. Amazing, spectacular, even. All right, and I could read what I could use with that, but we're gonna hold that for later. And what about you, Ernest? What is your...
I am haunted by supernatural forces. With the GM's assistance, determine the nature of what you believe is haunting you. We've already handled that, I'm sure. In the first session, and whenever you are distracted or weakened, roll +0 to see if the entity gains power over you. And I rolled a 9.
So I'm going to take... That is the worst result, so I'm going to take 3 as well to hold. Amazing. This is great. Let's see if we can make a hat trick.
It's even better because guess what my weakness is? Obsession.
We're dead.
Hi, Tyler. I'm going to be making head cheese out of you. Okay. You have discovered a conspiracy or supernatural phenomenon, and you can't stop yourself from getting to the bottom of it. At the first game session, and whenever you encounter something associated with your obsession, roll +0.
Go ahead.
All right. Hat trick, come on! That is 8 and a 5.
Oh, darn. 13.
13. Obsession influences your behavior. I take 1 hold on you.
I'm guessing I'm looking at Tyler like,
Sup.
solid.
To be fair, everyone looks at Tyler like that.
I'm
sure
going to do the fly thing from TikTok. Just...
And there's a matter of people that you're joining as you come to almost like I want to describe it as a vestibule, this small room, and there is a bunch of doors. No, not doors. I'm gonna retcon that. Archways that lead to different parts of the estate. As you go, you can see that each of them have been labeled different things about different art pieces, most likely. There is the theater. There is the multi-story. There's the mall. There's the altar. And there's the inn. All which have been kind of adorned with these, the metal standing plaques that people will make for, like, exhibits. And each of them have guards at each of them. And there are a matter of people here. Particularly, you can see we're going to resolve one of these right now. I'm going to spend 1 from Tyler. As you're entering in, someone comes up behind you and puts a hand to the kind of the center of your back.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear, "No, you're not the type of person that I would have expected to see here."
Oh, well, what were you expecting? And Tyler just leans back so that their back almost bends against the hand and their head leans onto the shoulder, lolling there, this person.
And you see an elderly, not like a super elderly, but an older man.
Yeah, 50s, 60s.
Yeah, darker skin, deep set wrinkles. Definitely looks like that old money type.
Mm-hmm.
And you would actually recognize him.
Oh, would I?
This is Saul Dubois. He was actually a patron at a lot of your shows.
Ooh. And it's a little forced as the smile reaches Tyler's face. Mr. Dubois, a pleasure.
Oh, please. Today, especially of all nights, call me Saul.
Right, so yes, I honestly wouldn't expect to have seen you here too, but it's joyous. It's been a moment since we've locked eyes, and he'll turn his head so that they can.
And as you turn and like turn in place, his hand doesn't leave your back. In fact, like so it kind of almost corrals you in, like he's almost like holding you.
Oh
Um,
yeah, and Tyler will allow himself to be pretty much pressed like flush against him.
and he kind of leans in, looking at you as he speaks, his eyes locking in, and you can see his eyes are kind of inflamed with some sort of like interest and almost bordering on the line of obsession. I've I take it you're not here as an art piece. Are you an artist?
I don't know what I am anymore. Maybe you can help me find out.
Ah, my dear, as I wish I could. Today I'm not looking for canvases. I'm looking for painters.
That's a shame.
But I dare say, and he kind of like brushes his hand up your back as he does, kind of like one finger up the spine, causing tingles in your body. Perhaps later we can compare notes.
How? So is he doing this in a way that it is like, is he just admiring the artistry, or is he being erotic in his movements?
So you get the feeling that, oh, you know what? Go ahead and read a person. I think this is the perfect time because there's some information you
Okay.
can gain here.
All right.
And I want to say,
Okay.
because you're all in the same room, you can all see this happen.
Of course. All right. So that is a read a person. Didn't know where's my little character sheet. Boop, 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 boop. That's a negative one. Ooh, that is a 14.
All right, so you can go ahead and ask one question.
Okay. What do you wish I would do?
You get the feeling that he wants to revisit you later, but you're not the main reason. Enjoyment and pleasure is not the main reason he's here.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't want to write that off him. He's definitely looking you with like lust.
Yeah. Ooh, is it too early to roll my second compulsion?
You know what? This is a one shot. Go ahead. What is
I was
your
gonna
second
say,
compulsion?
this feels so my second disadvantage is Tyler suffers from sexual neurosis. Your sexuality is a destructive, controlling force in your life. You compulsively seek out superficial sexual encounters and are willing to perform degrading acts, even commit crimes to satisfy your fantasies. Whenever you have the opportunity to have consensual sex or take advantage of someone vulnerable to your advances, roll plus 0.
There we go. Go ahead. This is one that if you roll low, might shake up this one shot immediately.
Well, let's see. That is a 9 plus 5 is 14.
Ooh.
Medium.
So, you can either make a huge scene here and press this man for to basically engage, or you can reduce your stability by 1.
I think we're just starting. I'll reduce my stability by 1. I think this is just starting. And as someone who also longs for the same thing that it seems that he does, I would never want to deny someone else that, even against my own urges. And so, as much as it hurts, Tyler will pull away and say, please do find me later. I hope you find your artist as I find mine.
And as you do, and he like kind of grabs your, like, you know, as your hand starts to slip away, he grabs onto it, and for a second you can feel he digs his nails deep into your skin,
I thought you didn't want to make marks tonight.
and then he lets go with a small cut remaining on your hand or on your wrist, the blood lingering on one of his nails as he takes a handkerchief, cleans it, Yes. Later we will reconvene. And at that point, that's when Balthazar comes in. He's like, yes, in order to facilitate the festivities, Renee will be passing out, has assigned you to groups, as we have decided that this will be a better enjoyment if you have company instead of experiencing the art alone. And just to kind of get us onto footing, so we can get into the meatier stuff. The three of you are assigned into a group together. You're not sure.
Very pardon.
No.
Of course,
finish.
this is very exciting because I'm sure we watched the exchange between Tyler and Monsieur Dubois. So we probably watched, or at least Josephine probably watched that with intense interest.
You get the feeling that the groups aren't random, and that perhaps there is a reason the three of you have been put together.
Is there anyone else in our group, or it's just us three?
It is just you three.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll say I was considering maybe just you three. But nothing is like confining you from talking to other people.
Yeah.
It's just these are the groups they want you to explore the rooms.
Can I observe a situation?
Of course. Did you want to observe specifically something that just happened, or what in particular?
The groupings.
Of course.
That's 12 plus. That's another 13. Wow.
Oh, okay. You could ask one question.
What seems strange about this?
Oh, that's a loaded question. what
It is.
But I'm gonna try to give you something that's actually like concrete and like actually useful. So what's weird? He definitely, as you notice, everyone as they go into groups, everyone kind of has the same confused look, but then they also start to have that look of like realization a bit. So you could see that every group knows about each other in a certain way. That you're all loosely connected together, either by incidents or just passing or people. So you can kind of tell looking at everyone here that you have that you should know about everyone here or have a connection or be familiar. And sorry, I thought we lost Kaela for a second. No, you're good. So yeah, you're like, okay, I should recognize, do you recognize the people that you're with?
I do.
I don't think Tyler does.
I think my character knows Tyler, but I do not know. I definitely know Ernesto and have seen him in, shall we say, compromising positions.
Oh wait, I do know them. I'm sorry. I do know.
there's a part of the sheet.
I do actually know these people.
So there's a section called relations on our
Sure.
character sheet.
I don't know these people. I'm too good for that. Oh wait, yes I do.
No. You know us. Get
I've
in the
never
gutter
seen this
with
man
us.
in your life. I've never seen this man in my life. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
He's my best friend.
I'm your brother. How dare you?
Oh, Dr. Levinson. It's been a moment, and I believe I've had the pleasure, Mr. Vasquez, of reading your papers.
Oh well, I hope you'll like him. I've heard of you, of course. So sorry about the injury.
Oh, yes, and he'll glance down to the leg warmer covering the scar.
So Josephina will kind of do that awkward side hug to Tyler, just like, oh, it's been too long. And then, of course, for Nesta, I wouldn't have pegged you for the sort of person that would come to this sort of party.
I mean, likewise here. After all the malpractice suit that almost happened, I thought you'd be distracted.
Did you say malpractice suit?
There was never enough evidence to convict.
It's okay. The courts are handling it, and my lawyers that I have spoken, Everything's fine. There was no proof of malpractice.
Can I read a person again?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry.
You're just like, is my
Already.
bullshit detector going off?
Was
I
it
mean-
Giuseppe? He was always making up fables. And I know you helped him out with his scars. That's so rude of him.
That's a 20.
Oh boy. That's exciting. So you can ask 2 questions.
Are you lying?
Oh yeah. And you know what? I'm gonna let Rachel answer. Is
Oh,
Josephina lying?
okay. So she has told the truth that her lawyers have said everything is fine. But she is absolutely lying about like her not doing malpractice. Like this is a bad person.
And what do you wish I would do?
Uh, so my character has seen yours in some unsavory places. And so what Josephina wishes your character would do is let me do unsavory things to you.
There's a wide grin. Well, if the lawyers say it's all right, I'm sure it's all right.
It was probably just Giuseppe making up lies again, I imagine. Right?
Oh,
I
okay.
know-
It's
I know you
nothing to
can't-
do with. I try not to
Well, yeah,
force
you
blame
can't
on my
say.
patients.
You can't say, but I know Giuseppe's character, and I'm sure if anyone was going to make up lies about a wonderful doctor like you, it would be him.
Oh, see, I believe that patients' feelings are very much valid in my practice. So if he feels I did something wrong, I can't say that he isn't allowed to feel that. But the fact is that I did not.
Shall
Well-
you speak?
We should probably explore the place, right?
Yes.
We did come here for fun.
And Tyler will hold out a hand to each of you.
Oh, fully Wizard of Ozing this, just crooking both of them. To Oz then, my friends.
Of course.
You have a choice now. The theater, the multi-story, the church or the altar, sorry, the inn, or the mall.
I'd like to avoid the theater. Let's go to the mall.
Let's go to the
the
mall.
mall.
You know they have it all.
It all. I think
Oh,
we're going to the mall.
I want to get a Cinnabon.
no.
I'd like an Auntie Annie's, please.
I'd like a Cinnabon. Hey.
Hey! Yeah.
Okay, seriously, would we like to go to the mall? Or the inn is also intriguing me. The
Inn
altar.
The inn, it all intrigues me.
Yeah, it's
But,
all good.
like the 2-story was also something that I was, You know what? I think we should, as a group of players, ask Nick which one will we have the most fun
Yeah,
at.
Nick, you know us.
You're gonna have fun in any of these rooms. Like,
Nick, which one have you fleshed out the most and feel great about?
ooh, that's interesting. Let's see. Probably, I'm trying. It's between 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
Probably either the inn or the mall.
We're
Or no,
going
inn
to
or
the
the
mall?
theater. No, inn or the theater.
Okay, let's go to the inn because I think Tyler does not want to go to the theater.
Avoiding the theater. Go ahead.
Yeah,
avoid
let's go to the
yes.
theater.
Stages are just so melancholy now.
Oh, how is the leg?
It's what it is, and you notice as you're moving forward, he is limping.
In any case, we do the best we can with the life we have, right?
Yes, I'll find new purpose, perhaps here tonight.
And you know, if you did want help, I would of course offer my services. I don't want to press the issue if of course Giuseppe has colored your opinion of me. That is okay.
I wouldn't trust anything Giuseppe ever had to say.
Okay.
But correct me if I'm wrong, Doctor. You work on the superficial. I don't think
I
you
do.
could make it so I could perform again.
No. but pixel laser treatment has come a long way, and I can at least fade the scarring.
And you say that, and Tyler reaches down and like touches the leg warmer that's covering it, almost like reflexively to make sure it's there.
And that's what I'm just going to reassuringly squeeze, and I didn't mean to say anything uncomfortable.
You're fine. Let's just go to the inn. The inn sounds fun.
The inn sounds nice.
Ernest?
Hmm?
The inn?
Well, I mean, 2 out of 3 kind of wins, doesn't it?
Yes, but what do you want? After all, there is an importance to being earnest.
Oh, God.
You sound like my mother. She loved that damn thing. No, I'm the kind of person that will look anywhere and everywhere to find what I want. So there is no wrong answer for me.
Okay. What's
Good
And it is.
choice.
I could go for a beer.
how paltry?
And so you go into the exhibit marked the N. You divide through the nice kind of like maroon curtains as they part. And you find yourselves, as you kind of pass through, you find yourselves in almost like a pitch black hallway. But it's narrow enough and you can see like the light at the end that you kind of heading as you go deeper and deeper in. And something that starts to kind of dawn in your mind, like, you didn't see this long stretch of hallway from outside. Like, you didn't see... It seems almost a little bit bigger on the inside than it is on the outside.
It's a TARDIS.
I was just thinking.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't stop the thought.
I can't say it. Don't be the first one to say it.
Yeah, out of us, I lost that. Yeah.
That's fine.
Everyone was thinking it partially. And then
We're
you...
just keeping it together.
Mhm.
It's fine.
And normally I would tell people, okay, this is where you roll, like, seeing some weird shit, can, roll to, keep it together. But your character's a little bit different. You're a little bit more entrenched. But perhaps you might even welcome it. So as you kind of part through the curtain into the next room, it looks very different from the one that you just left. Gone are the marbled walls and replaced with peeling wallpaper. Gone are the painting walls and instead replaced with peeling wallpaper. Gone are the marble floors, in fact, replaced with cheap carpet that is stained with various dark splotches. You can feel things crunch underneath your feet as you walk into this place, which seems to look like almost like a seedy motel room.
I don't think you're going to find your beer here, Ernest.
Less inn and more of a motel.
Yes.
But imagine if motel had been stretched out to the size of like a, like exhibit hall. So it kind of like coats every area of it. There is a bar, a man serving just one type of drink. As you can see, there are a few other groups partaking in these light blue cocktails and martini glasses. And particularly where the bed area is, you can see a king-size bed that has been left only to mattress only and surrounded by sheer curtains. Within the curtains, you can see a mass of writhing figures. Someone is there. And a meek-looking man stands in front of it. This person is, conventionally attractive, pale kind of skin, very gaunt, sunken in eyes like they haven't got a lot of sleep, long kind of brown hair that goes to past their shoulders, In fact, you weren't even sure that this person was even standing there until you finally focused. They sort of blend into the scenery. But they almost seem like they don't want to be here.
So, to my mind, that looks like an art installation, and that is the art we are meant to be seeing. So, I'm going to approach the scene.
Let myself be taken along.
I would like to see. There's something else going on here. That much is obvious, and I would like to try and see through the illusion to see the reality underneath.
Ah, beautiful. Go ahead. Roll plus soul, please.
I have a lot of soul. To +3 to this.
You got soul, but you're not a soldier.
Oh.
19.
You perceive things as they truly are. As your eyes focus, we kind of pass the camera. We're like seeing behind Ernest, and we pass like by them, and it like covers the camera for a second, and then we pull out. You can see the room for what it truly is for just a few seconds, as you can see almost like puppet strings are descended from everyone, including yourself. The puppet strings are coated in this thick black oil-like substance that are dripping down onto the floor of the city hotel room. Almost like someone is watching over like a diagram. You notice the cameras that have been conveniently installed in all the lights that are watching over like hawks. And then after a couple of seconds, you hear a ringing in your head. Like a sweat is coming over you. And suddenly you're back in the hotel room.
Ernest, are you with us?
I surreptitiously start leading the group to the art exhibit, trying to avoid as many cameras as possible.
And although they can't see it, you can still see them. Partially. Like almost like
I got a red
transport.
card here.
Okay.
I have to red card.
That's fine.
Sorry,
That's
cameras.
fine.
Okay,
Cameras
cool.
in
There are
the
no
lights.
cameras. That is
Thank you.
perfectly fine. You kind of look at all the lights, and it's almost like spotlights, like following you.
I avoid the spotlights as best I can.
It's weird. They are focusing on different parts.
Mm-hmm.
And you three walk up to the art installation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
And you come up to the meek-looking man. And he looks and he says, care to take a peek? Sounds depressed.
Yes. I'd like to see.
It's either all or none of you.
I silently join Tyler.
And of course, I'm going to. There's a hunger in Josephine's eyes, and she is definitely looking.
And as you peer back the curtain, you see something that you weren't sure you had seen before. Laying on the bed is a woman who looks very similar to the man that's standing out front. Like, they look like they could be related. And when you're in, like, past the shears, you almost feel like the world outside is gone, non-existent.
Oh, look at the others.
What is?
What you were this is what you were hoping to see?
Maybe. What is this woman doing? What does she look like? She looks obviously she looks similar to the man, but
She's lucid, and as she rolls over on her back, um, basically nude, you can see in bits of her back, on her arms, her legs, something horrifying, but also, like, beautiful, probably to the three of you. As you see, there are zippers that have been installed across her body.
This immediately grabs Josephine's attention, and she is going to like zero in on this detail because as a surgeon, she finds this fascinating. And I think I am going to also try to see through the illusion.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
so
That is
that.
soul, yes?
Yes.
Reasoning, coolness, violence, charisma, soul, +1. Okay. You gotta make the noises. So a 6 and an 8. 6, 8. Oh, sorry, I'm terrible at math.
14,
14 plus 1, which is 15.
15.
15, thank you.
Wow,
Again,
that's the best roll you could have, too. You perceive things truly. Everyone here just perceiving things as they truly are.
oh,
You're
I
fine.
mean, the zippers
I'll
did it.
remember.
The
Yeah.
zippers on the back, like, as a surgeon, I must know.
Must
The obsession in full swing.
As you look, the zippers, for a second, they aren't zippers anymore. They are mouths. And they begin to speak to you, Josephina. We are beautiful. We are amazing. You can see truly inside of us. You can see us for who we are. We hold no secrets because we are pure.
You are pure, and I'm going to gently caress one of the lips with my thumb, just like, yes.
And it's funny because you could, the two of you are seeing like it's Josephina's just touching the zippers, and the zippers are all closed. And Josephina, you see like the tongue come out of one of the mouths, and like lick at your fingers
I'm just going to leave it there.
like an animal. And you can see kind of through the curtain, very obvious. The man has his back to you, and you can almost hear a quiet whimpering from him.
And I'm going to turn my attention to him slightly.
Do you say anything to him? Because he won't speak unless spoken to.
Okay, well, with that in mind, I am going to speak to him and just ask, is something the matter?
No. I just regret the canvas.
Are you the artist?
Yes. And you could all hear this conversation happening.
Mhm.
And the tongues are still licking at you. They are still trying to taste your taste.
And I'm going to look at his canvas and see if there is anything regrettable to have.
Not
Your
that,
sister, I'm assuming?
yes.
Oh,
And that's
well
when the
then-
woman speaks. I asked him to do this. He would regret that it was me. And not himself.
So you wish to be the art as well. And I think Tyler's going to reach through the curtain and try and pull the gentleman in.
No. And he stopped you before you reached through. Don't break the majesty. Out here, you're just here. But in there, you're someplace new.
Why don't you come join us in someplace new then.
I am not worthy.
I can make you worthy.
And you hear, Josephina, the mouths begin to whisper. He's not ready for the gift like we are. And the rest of you can see the zippers are closed, but they could be opened if you'd like.
I am going to slowly walk behind the man, and I'm going to push him through.
I would normally cause for roll for, but he's
So
very
slight.
yeah, he's how would I say he's weak.
He's a wimp.
He's a wimpy. He's a wimpy.
He's a wimp.
He's a
Small
small
boy.
lad. You push him in, and as he crosses the threshold, he trips and he falls on his sister.
Oh, it's beautiful. They match.
And his sister kind of embraces him, and he starts to freak the hell out. No, I cannot touch it. I am not pure. I am not ready. I am not deemed. And he's trying to get out, and his sister is just like trying to console him, and it's just like, no, don't do this. And as he's struggling about, you can see some of the zippers are beginning to come undone, and you can peek little bits into the inner body, like little viewing windows into the soul, into the muscles and organs and flesh.
From Josephina's view, what does it look like? So seeing the truth of it all.
Yeah, see the truth of it all. I'm probably fragging enraptured.
Yeah, it's it's intense. So
Hit me.
Yeah, give it to us.
you, as you're kind of looking through, you can see he is like sitting there, and the voices are like, he does not want to admit that he lusts. He does not want to admit that he yearns. He does not want to admit what he truly feels, what he truly has done. He wants to hide his sinful acts. He's not ready to put them on display. He is a liar. He is a false prophet. He is unworthy, but we will make him clean.
Of course, like at that point, I'm probably going to grab the chin of the man and just ask him, like, I'm just fully intent on this man telling the truth. And I'm going to beg him, please tell the truth.
I don't want to be on the inside. I don't want to see it.
Why do you lie?
I'm not lying. I don't want to see what I've done.
He can't face his own work. He can't face what he's done.
You'll feel better if you do. And Tyler is going to lean down and caress with the back of his hands the man's face.
I just imagine you're all like huddled around him as he's like
Absolutely. Listen, watch me. Just do as I do, and then follow and do it yourself. You'll feel so much better. And Tyler is going to lean over him and kiss his sister.
And this kind of act just kind of unfolds in front of everyone. And you can see the sister whose like stomach is still kind of like exposed and bare, like not covered by Tyler. There's a zipper. And she goes and she unzips. And it is the biggest zipper on her body as it goes across her entire torso.
At some point, I need to know what this is by my view.
And as you look, it looks like it's a huge mouth that parts and almost is like... You can hear the mouth is telling you to touch it. And the woman looks at Ernest and Josephina between like kisses and goes, reach in.
I'm going to, and just like a single tear rolling down Josephina's cheeks, just, what decadence?
Are you going to reach in, Ernest? Or are you just like, I'm okay?
I'm good.
I think I go around a little bit because it's a king-size bed. There's more than enough room.
Oh, yeah.
And I simply kneel on the mattress and say, I'm satisfied here.
And as you reach in, I'm going to need you to give me a... Tyler, you could also reach in if you want.
I think what Tyler's going to do, so Tyler's kissing, but hearing this, Tyler's going to take the brother's arm and make the brother reach in.
Okay.
This is the weirdest orgy I ever been a part
I was
of.
about to say, as this,
You've not been to enough orgies.
yeah, it's clearly.
I mean, the
We'll have
stomach
to fix
mouth.
this later.
Okay, this is some brand new cherry flavor sort of shenanigans.
Go
This is
ahead and,
Cherry Coke.
Rachel, you're going to give me a keep it together roll.
Oh, keep it together. Keep it together is plus.
You know what? I'm spending a hold, so you're going to take a -1 to this roll because you're obsessed with this.
Yeah,
Power.
that's literally why she's all up in this business. Of course, she's going to explain it away with science rationale later, but let's see. So 11, so 10.
10. Okie dokie. You're going to become scared. As you
Science doesn't explain this, does it? Science does not.
So you're going to take a -1 stability, so you're going to lose some stability.
Ooh,
And
buddy.
as you reach into the mouth, the tongue, oversized and large, caresses your hand. And then you feel teeth snap around your hand. And you're trying to pull out.
My pull-out game.
So it is not letting you go.
It's like,
And as it's happening, the woman is just like in throes of ecstasy.
What
I'm
is-
glad she's enjoying herself, but
And
What
as
is
this
the brother doing? His hand's in there too.
yeah, and the brother looks like he's trying to struggle, but he's just kind of given up. As more and more of him begins to sink in.
Oh.
And Ernest, I'm gonna spend a hold on you right now. As you feel a hand on your shoulder. And someone whisper into your ears. Always content with being the bystander, but never the one engaged. Do you think you can sully yourself? Do you think you can clean your hands of this because you're not directly involved? Is that how you feel?
Cleanliness is overrated.
Like you did when you killed me. As a familiar voice speaks into your ear.
You know what's funny? He probably would have done it anyway. And as I say that, this man who's been trying to resist, what little strength there is, I push him down.
Roll me a keep it together, Ernest. As you see as this zipper, this mouth, begins to swallow this man whole, and
I would like to thank my dice today because they're clearly looking out for me. You know what I mean? 16.
you grit your teeth and you stay the course. Josephina.
Oh, sorry, 18.
Oh my god.
Spicy.
The mouth releases you, Josephina.
just gonna pull back and I'm going to walk outside the curtain for a second and center, just like, no. Science.
As you watch, and I'm gonna have you what's it called, go for rational second. But Ernest, you see as the man is swallowed whole in
Right
front of you.
before he gets swallowed and the lips close around him, Tyler leans in. He breaks his kiss from the sister and places a gentle, chaste kiss to the man and says, "Be one. You were made together."
Why am I doing this as if it's sweet? I mean, it is kind of.
And the two of you leave the sheer curtains.
I lean against Ernest and I say, "Should we go? Should we give them a moment or should we
Yeah,
go?"
let's do that.
Okay, Ernest. Goodbye.
And you leave the curtains, seeing the same figure, the same shape that you did when you initially entered, but you dare not open them again. You see Josephina waiting for you, as we're going to bring in your rationalist disadvantage here. You refuse to believe in anything not confirmed as fact by modern science, even when it's right in front of you. Oh, I can choose one option. Ooh. Your presence nurtures the illusion, making it more... Actually, I'm going to give you an option. Do you want to deny what you have seen, or do you want to engage in it more?
I think the part of me that needs to know more, needs to engage more, but also there's a part of me that says this is science. I am obviously not actually seeing this. They are zippers, in fact, and I am thinking they are mouths. So I need to know if what I saw was real, though. So I need to know if they actually were mouths. Is it possible? This is not possible by modern science, but I need to understand that if it is possible, I need to understand the science behind it. I need to understand how is it physically possible.
So I'm going to say your presence nurtures the illusion, making it more powerful and impenetrable. And as you kind of look and think back in your mind, you realize, no, there weren't mouths. Those were zippers. There are always zippers. They didn't speak to me. That was Tyler speaking. That was Ernest speaking. That was her speaking. As you dig those deep. And you're going to lose stability.
Awesome. Just... well, this is going to be an interesting and very fun night, I can already tell.
Are you all right, Dr. Levinson?
Yes, the zippers, they were so fascinating to me. Sometimes my imagination can get the better of me. So this is fun. For some reason, I thought they were mouths, like licking, and I thought that would have been a very fun modification, but obviously not something physically possible.
Can I roll to see reality?
Yeah. Roll to see through the illusion.
And
Yeah.
as you're looking and thinking, Tyler will go over to the doctor and just put an arm around her and be like, there, it's okay. You know, sometimes art inspires beautiful visions.
It does, and it was beautiful until it wasn't.
10.
Oh boy. You see reality, but you also affect the illusion. I choose one.
Something senses me, or the illusions tear around me.
I'm going to say something senses you. As you feel the last thing we'll do before we take a quick 5-minute break, you feel a pain on your stomach. And as you lift up your shirt, you can see, and only you can see it, Ernest, that there is a mouth licking its lips and speaking at you.
I hate this.
Long live the new flesh, my lord.
And I think that's a perfect time to take a quick 5-minute break. We're going to reset, and then we'll be back for the conclusion. See y'all soon.
Bye.
Welcome back to KYXM with your DJ here, Funkmaster Nick in the morning as we do some Sunday morning cult. It's time to get right back into the show. Start the music. Start the music. Or I guess not. I guess. Okay. Okay, cool. So when we last, where we took the break, we arrived back in the scene as you are. Are you leaving the inn area? I'm assuming going to the next exhibit.
Yes, but as we go, I think Tyler will grab each of us a drink.
I don't
Yeah.
drink. I refuse. Sorry.
Right, Ernest? It's okay, Ernest. I'll drink your drink for you.
Do you drink, Josephina?
Yes, I think I need something to steady my nerves after that. So a drink would ease my nerves, and so I am going to sip on it.
So I will down the first one, but the second one, I will make sensual eye contact with Ernest as I sip it, as I am drinking it for him.
As you come to, the first one feels like a rush through your body. As you can feel a slight numbness forming. But not like a numbness like you can't feel anything, but like you feel like if you were like to pinch yourself, you wouldn't feel it.
Oh, so the oral form of Dilaudid.
And as you proceed back to the main hub area, you can see that everyone is gone, dispersed in their own kind of like into their exhibits, with the exception of Renee and Balthazar.
Oh. Mr. Gardot.
Did you enjoy the exhibit?
I did. We brought them so close together.
That's amazing. I would ask you to explain more, but privacy is king in these sorts of things.
Of course. Do I feel my leg? This numbness?
Like the pain? No, the pain's gone.
Delightful.
And you could see... Oh, I'm sorry, Josephina?
And as we are sitting there talking, I am going to swirl my cocktail and just like, privacy is king, and I know that you have to have the secrets of the trade, but if I were to make one of these for myself at home, what would I put in it?
Perhaps I can have Renee draw you up a recipe.
Oh, that would be splendid.
And you can see that instead of the vestibule that went to the entrance hall area is kind of changed. There is a large archway now with Balthazar and Renee stand in front of, and there is a drawn curtain across it. Hi, Bruce. Always a good face to see.
Ginger. It is good face to see.
Ernest, definitely your eyes, like you're just like inquisitive, like just like your mind's racing, like what is behind that? That wasn't there before. What the hell's going on?
The illusion is weak, you'd say?
I think the illusion's been weak since you've been here. I'm gonna say I don't think it's time to roll that just yet, though.
Okay.
Yeah. The illusion's been weak. I gave it the last toothpick leg to stand up on.
What is an illusion, really? So where to next?
No, I really push. So, someone else pick.
So, do I notice that Tyler, his leg is not bothering him as much?
I'm gonna ask Tyler that. Tyler, do you think they would notice that is there like that much of a difference? You think?
I think there's like a little bit more, quote unquote, pep in his step, but the limp is real. It's an injury.
Mm-hmm.
But the way he almost is more a surety there.
Yeah. So, Tyler, my dear, I would very much enjoy personally seeing the 2-story. However, I don't want to bother your leg if there are too many stairs. Would it be okay if we did that?
No, that'll be fine.
Wonderful. I don't want to cause you further injury.
Honestly, enjoy it.
And you can see that the sign by the grand archway where Renee and Balthazar are standing, there's a sign that reads Parasite.
You have my attention.
At what cost?
This is the final exhibit. And a woman exits the curtain. A woman that I think, Ernest, you probably would know.
Nice to meet you, Mariana LeVay. In person, that is.
And she nods, her long, dark hair, the wrinkles that have set in her face. My reputation precedes me.
More than.
I dare say you are not ready for this exhibit yet. You have only seen one, no?
I think we've seen quite a lot in one exhibit.
Oh, but we want to see more.
It's true.
And Balthazar kind of steps forward. Why, I think you're getting there. I don't think you're quite ready. How about one more exhibit? And then you can see we peek behind the final curtain.
Okay. Have you seen Monsieur Dubois around? He did promise me time later.
Oh, I believe he is, enjoying the decadence all around him.
Good.
You will see everyone else later. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows what these halls bring and where people will wander and get stuck in. Do you feel yourself...
Or stay in.
Or stay in, like I told you before. The realm of the Lotus Eaters. Story we all know well. If you were to never leave this place, I would be such peachy, but that is your choice, and your choice alone. Tell me, are you feeling elevated?
No.
Transcended?
No.
I do feel like I just took the oral version of Dilaudid.
Well then, perhaps a bit more time will be needed. Go, enjoy yourselves.
So, the two-story.
Ah, yes. So you're both going to the multi-story?
Let's go. Both? 3 of us.
3 of you,
It's
sorry.
a party of 3.
Tyler counts as a half. So the triad walks through the multi-story, the same hallway, the same like feeling, the same dark blackness. Kay is gonna draw. From the looks of it, oh, maybe they'll come back. Oh, we're back! We're back! You're back! You're back! That's what matters.
Back.
And
The
you
internets.
you step through the curtain. This time you're on someplace they're like even more weird. You're on a block, a city street. As you can see, a kind of like an unfinished building where you see the steel girders and like the base floor, like it's still being developed. And you can see there are crowds of people on each floor. And a large tent has been erected on the second one.
Is this actually a city street? Or is it just made up to look like a city street?
It looks like a studio lot that's been made up to look like a city street.
Okay, because I was
There are
going to...
obvious, yeah, there are obvious ends to this place.
Okay. It's a TARDIS, but it's not that big.
Can I do what I did last time around and try and peer through the illusion?
The illusion's tearing. It's been tearing. Go ahead.
Okay, that is a 13, I believe. Yep, 13. Wait, no. Hold on. 15. I forgot to add again.
Math is hard.
I was like, there's only a +1 to this. Wait, no, there's a +3.
I straight up have a learning disability in math, so when I'm sitting here looking at my dice, I'm like, this means nothing!
You look at the air around you, and there's almost like there's a little tear in it. Like you could pull it back if you wanted to. Like a rip. Just floating.
I finger this rip like you would a wallpaper that is peeled and cracked. And
No.
only using one finger, I just shred it.
And as it shreds, it feels fleshy. It quivers to your touch.
Of course it does.
As you separate it, you hear exactly that noise. What you hear. And you two just notice that Aaron is just sitting there doing like this.
Yeah, you finger that reality hole.
Jesus.
Tyler's just sort of watching and like will again turn to the doctor, and he didn't drink, but he seems to really be enjoying things.
As you peer through the hole, the rip, you see the same woman that has haunted your dreams. I'm going to spend the second haunt. And a hand reaches out to grab your face, pulling you close to it. As you can see emaciated skin, foaming of the mouth from the like saliva dripping down. Would you like to know?
I reach up behind, grab her by the hair, and yank her down so I could look down upon her.
And you feel as the figure drops. I'm sorry. Continue.
You are so pathetic.
You are a liar. And you will be hung by your tongues.
You think you can do anything against me? One wrong word, and that precious little legacy you've made. It comes crashing down just like you did from that balcony.
The hand reaches up and presses inside of you, Ernest, sinking into your flesh. And it almost feels tingly as she reaches up to where your heart would be. Just like I thought. No heart. No soul. And the hand retreats with a squelch.
I hated that movie you were in. And I simulate twisting her neck so it breaks.
And everyone can hear a crunching of bone. Everyone. And then you blink and the rift is gone.
Ernest,
Yeah.
you didn't drink anything.
No, I didn't.
You were talking to the air.
I like talking to the air. Helps stabilize things, you know? Why'd you have a question? Worry? Concern?
No, I just thought I would alert you to your current self.
I mean, it's hard to be grounded right now. I don't know. Can you feel something? I'm having a hard time, at least.
Well, I have 2 strong feet upon the ground.
Yes. And you proceed up to the second floor.
Well,
Jeez.
again,
This...
as somebody who is a doctor, and as somebody who has studied, I'm not quite into the mental part of doctoring. However, I feel that Josephine probably thinks that she's heard a few psychologists say, well, it's real for them. And I feel that I have just watched somebody have a psychotic break.
And something that happens that, Tyler, you're thinking of,
Yeah.
is that as you're going through, the people are laughing, they are having a great time, they are cheering, but no matter how long you stare at them as you ascend the stairwell, they don't seem to have faces or identities. They just seem to be.
I just drag my own hand over my own face to feel for the details.
And you feel if you wanted to, you could rip your own skin off. And it would feel nothing.
I look to my leg.
Ooh, there is... You can see it is veiny. It is throbbing.
Ernest, would you hold something for me?
Sure.
And Tyler's going to lean down and pull down the leg warmer and hold it out to Ernest.
Yeah, I grab it and I put it on the back pocket.
Doctor, your hands are so well manicured.
Thank you. I see a manicurist. Must keep them short and clean.
But they're tipped a little, right?
What? Wait, what?
Like they have
I
a little point to them. They're tipped a little.
No, they are probably kept very short so that she can keep them clean underneath. You need to have clean nails to scrub it in. Can't have acrylics.
Could you tear with them, though?
I'll do you one better.
Actually, yes, you will. And Tyler's going to reach out for your face. You have such distinctive canines. And he's going to draw your mouth to the start of his scarring.
What people don't know at home is that this is just an erotic thriller. This is just us enacting what we saw late last night. No.
Welcome to virtual
This is
horror
last
time.
Friday. Distinctive canines. Oh, sorry.
I would say Rachel has distinctive canines, but does Josephine?
I have no clue. Since he has said it, it must be so.
Yeah, he's spoken into the fiction.
He spoke it into fiction, and now it is so. So now I have to decide, how fucked is Josephine, and is she gonna bite this leg off?
Just tear.
Good ape.
You know what? I've had a few drinks. Yes, I'm going to bite into his flesh and start tearing with my teeth at this scarred part of the leg.
Ooh. And as you do, and as it rips, you can taste not blood, but the most addictive wine fall upon your, sloshing into your mouth and going down into your gullet.
And as that taste hits my tongue, I'm going to sink to both knees and caress up Tyler's thigh and just start digging in with my hands and just start ravenously tearing at this leg.
Are you watching, Ernest? Are you enjoying?
I'm looking passively at it. It holds almost no interest in me.
Oh, that hurts. Tyler. Oh, go for it, Nick.
Oh, and as you say that, Ernest, you can hear beautiful music coming from the second floor.
I wander up. I'm I give a slight nod, almost bored, and I wander up.
How pedestrian, this woman tearing this man's leg off with her teeth. How pedestrian.
So
Yeah, I think
tacky.
What would you say I would, if this is angering me and bringing emotions of unfitness to me? Is there something I could roll for that, Keeper? What you would recommend?
Oh, Keeper, you could roll to not keep together. There is. So what are you trying to do? Do you want to see? You want to see if you explode and lash out?
This is just going to deeply bother Tyler because Tyler wants to be wants pain, Hollandus wants to be seen.
Okay, then this is a keep together. Roll your willpower, please.
Okay. That is, I think my willpower was a -1. Sorry, I had to close that. If you could recite that off to me, keeper. That is an 18 on the die.
Okay, you grit your teeth and stay the course. Despite how angry you might be feeling, you realize that is Ernest's choice, no matter how of a bad choice it is.
Everybody's entitled to their wrong opinions.
Yeah, but as Ernest is moving away, leaving, I will reach down for the doctor. We should keep going.
Yes, and I'm going to straighten with one last lick up the leg to get the rest of the juices from the wine that is pouring from him. And I'm going to stand, straighten my... Oh, it seems I have gotten my jacket slightly mussed. I should probably take this off to not ruin it further. Dry cleaning bills can be a bitch.
And you notice on Josephina that there is her veins have become enlarged. Like, especially around the neck area. They are burnt on her hands, they have been raised. On her neck, they have been raised. Almost like a tick that has just engorged itself too much.
I was going to say, you look absolutely satisfied.
Hold on.
Thick and throbbing.
There we go. Just pop them out.
And Tyler will sort of... so how does the leg feel now? Do I not feel anything?
No, it feels great. You're having a good time.
Yeah. Come, let us follow after Ernest and his more entertaining endeavors.
Yes, and I'm going to just walk beside Tyler, his arm crooked, and I am going to glance down at my handiwork just to see what I've done.
Oh, there is skin has been torn off. It is almost like ripping off ripping off wallpaper off. There's just like this gape that kind of quivers and is like, blistered red to the air. Almost like it's breathing.
Sorry. It's reminding me of something else, and I'm going to keep it to myself.
Okay. Until the camera's but to switch over, just to kind of push us along, because we're in the last 20 minutes of this, we get to Ernest. As you come up to the final tent, you see a man, a little bit older, looks to be of Asian descent. His skin is mottled with acne, and he looks and he goes, step inside to see my newest, a beautiful art piece. And he is dressed in this multicolored suit, looking straight out of the metro, the Metropolitan. It's beautiful as it is just awkward and bizarre. You wouldn't be caught dead in it. Just unwieldy.
So, Target Pride collection suit. Got it.
Oh, do not start on that. Now it's in my head.
I had to do it. I thought of it, so now you have to think of it.
He has a white dog with the bullseye eye. He has bullseye. In his
Why do corporate companies think we like to dress the worst? Do they not know us? Sorry. Go ahead.
Do you see my outfit? I am obviously a stunner.
I'm dressed in flannel.
That is one
Honestly,
of the queer aesthetics.
I'm dressed in a Kraken.
So, Ernest, you see this man.
Like this atrocious train wreck of a fashion man.
The speckled human.
For an artist, you certainly don't dress like one.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
And what do you behold?
And he kind of steps aside. Why don't you go take a look?
Describe it to me first, why don't you?
Ooh, and it looks like he definitely looks like someone that needs his ego fluffed and just likes to self-indulge. I call it Lover's Leap. To be connected to your lover on a essential biological level is so beautiful that one cannot exist without the other. It is the ultimate connection, the ultimate sense of commitment. What you'll find here is 2 in 1.
Can I read him?
Sure.
Intuition is a +2 for me. I promise I'm not fudging rules today because these
fine.
are suspicious as hell. 16.
Seems sus.
You may ask 2 questions.
It does, right?
The dice are just looking out for you.
Oh, yeah. Except
screw you
when I was
later.
doing a haunted roll. Yeah,
Yeah, they'll screw you later. Yeah.
it's fine. How do you feel right now?
Oh, he's feeling the high life. He is enjoying himself. He is happy. He is very much just bought into this whole event.
And how could I get you to feel pain instead?
You could trash what is ever in there. He thinks he's made the perfect art piece.
Okay. I look at him and lean against a wall. 2 lovers entwined together forever. I've heard that before. In fact, I've heard that many times.
But you haven't seen it the way that I've done it.
What, did you just stick 2 people together biologically? Entwine them? Oh, make them share a heart, right?
When you say that, he immediately goes pale and starts sweating. Everything could seem innocuous when you boil it down to simple statements.
You know, the heart just pumps blood. It doesn't do anything special. Making them share a mind would have been so much more artistic.
He starts to back away from you. What do you know? You didn't bring an art. You're not an artiste. You're just the same as those forgotten critics.
I didn't bring art. I reach into my other back pocket and I pull out a beautiful piece about not long dead, a celebrated celebrity who took her own life, falling from the penthouse. But in a way, she truly did the final act of her career, deciding for herself how she should be perceived, right? That kind of bullshit.
Stop it. And he starts to back away, and this is like an exposed building. He's backing close to the edge at this point.
I step forward. This is art. You see? Because the truth is, I could do it to almost anyone. I don't even need to touch them.
And Josephine and Tyler, you come onto the scene. As you can see, this man's getting dangerously close to the edge.
I take another step forward.
He peers over. Get away with it. You don't understand. I am Bram Thorne. I am a famous artiste, and you are nothing more than one of those dirty critics. That's all you are.
You're an artist. So what's your inspiration? Or is it just tacky one-liners and terrible suits?
Read him
Go ahead.
to filth.
Go ahead and give me a plus charisma. Influence other.
Charisma's a -1.
You know what? The rolls might just be good for you today.
This is where the dice screw you over.
Actually, it is. That's an 8.
He looks at you. He tenses up. And then begins to laugh at you. You're nothing. You're nothing. You're less than nothing. You are the sum of all shit. That's what you are. You're shit. And he kind of gets closer and he's like, I can show you I can tell you. And he goes into his pocket and pulls out what looks to be a scalpel.
And that's what I'm going to... Ernest, pardon me.
Hmm?
And I'm going to try and grab both of their attention.
There's like this standoff.
I see that I've got like a +2 to keeping it together, so I don't think I'm actually phased. And so I do look. How can I help you, Doctor?
And I'm going to look down at the scalpel that the man is holding and just, do you know how to use that thing?
Of course, I'm an artiste.
And, I think I'm going to hold out my hand for his scalpel.
You know what? It's a one shot. He hesitantly hands it over.
And I'm just going to feel the weight of it and swirl it in my fingers for a second and hand it back.
It's definitely not medical grade. It's like a rough child's toy in your hand.
And then it's one of those plastic dissection knives. So, and I'm going to hand it back. Just, if I were you, I would not use a plastic dissection knife for art. I would use metal surgical steel. And that's what I'm going to walk on, just like the highest grade of judgment for that little toy.
Go ahead and give me a charisma roll.
Oh, sure.
That is
+2 for me.
Damn.
Bedside manner.
Bedside
manner. See, that's why I didn't blame the patient for the malpractice suit.
I blame them.
So 10.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna give you an option. Usually we have options, but I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna look at this. I'm gonna kind of fudge the rules a bit.
We're going to psychologically analyze it.
You can push this man to the edge, mentally and physically, if you want to, but you're gonna take some trauma in response. Or you could pull everyone back right now and leave this exhibit, and he won't follow.
Oh no. I'm going to push him.
All right, you're going to drop your stability by 2. What are you at right now? Because everyone else started out on easy.
Oh, shit. I am, like, right next to dead. I have 1 left.
What's the, it's been losing stability like crazy.
Well, yeah, because I lost stability beforehand, and you're telling me to drop it by 2.
Yeah, so
there are only 4 you can take.
Yeah, let me.
Oh wait, I'm at wounds.
Not wounds. Stability's like I think it's 8 or 10.
Yeah, we're at uneasy, so you should be unfocused if you already lost 1, and then 2 distressed.
Yes, I am distressed.
-1 to keep together.
And it almost feels like as you are doing this, you can see the very fabric around you is tearing.
I was unfocused, hazy, and pushed the man, and suddenly I was distressed that I pushed the man.
And you watch, and all of you watch, as the man looks over, and in his wallow, and he wails, throws himself from the 2nd floor. A sickening crunch left behind.
Whoopsie, there's another malpractice suit. Ugh.
I give a like if you were to go to the opera and clap, that's the kind of clap you're getting. Excellent work.
2 of the guards come around, look over at the body, look at you. This exhibit is now closed.
Of course.
And something beautiful happens, Josephina. The crowd that was on the first floor is gathered around the body, examining it like it was a beautiful piece of art.
I'm just going to sit here in my distress. Ernest, I did not clarify a few things for me. I insulted this man's knife,
Yes.
and he jumped.
Yes.
Typical male. And I'm going to walk away.
Typical male. All right, I'm waiting for Kaela to rejoin. Oh, there was an issue with the call. Okay, Kayla's back. Awesome, perfect, just for the ending.
Oh, and we cannot hear them.
Hi, Kaela, talk.
Hello?
I can hear you.
There we are.
Okay.
There we are.
Oh,
On our way down the steps, as we pass, and like because the exhibit's closed, I just dropped to Tyler. Oh, don't worry about it. It was some tacky thing about two people being intertwined by one heart.
Oh, that's not really that great.
Oh, believe me, I know.
I just want everyone to know out of game that that's exactly what I had planned, and now I feel a little sad.
I feel
sorry.
personally insulted here.
You're personally insulted.
Ernest, you said something about not having art to display with you. If you wanted to make art, I would.
Oh no, I did.
You did?
Pull out the piece of paper again. See,
Oh.
she
I
didn't
thought-
want to jump. Not at first. But now, she's beautiful, isn't she?
Marvelous. Is that your only form of art?
It's my favorite.
I also appear to have made some art, and I gesture to the man that jumped.
Honestly, it's a collaborative work between you and Ernest.
The collaborative work.
Yeah.
Honestly, the canvas wasn't very good, but the art is beautiful.
Oh, I don't know. I think the
I
cheek
think I'm
probably
going
is
to name the piece, and the name of the piece is going to be Fragile Masculinity.
It's a great name.
Something so ugly in life, and yet so beautiful in death. And as you come out into the final, back into the hub, as it were, you see that only Renee is there.
Oh,
He waits for you.
where's Mr. Valdo?
He has gone to admire the last work.
There we go.
And he gestures, I believe it is time.
I'm gonna lean up on my tiptoes and just give him an absolutely filthy open mouth kiss.
Oh, that steamy exchange. I gotta. Oh.
He holds you for a second, and he does not return it, as he tastes like smoke and ash. You will all be so beautiful. You've exceeded expectations.
I wish to feel beautiful. And he's not reciprocating. And Tyler just sort of pushes himself away and goes for the door.
After you, Josephina?
Oh, yes. And as we enter the next exhibit, I would like to look at Tyler's leg and see through the illusion.
Go ahead and roll me plus soul,
Soul.
please. Yeah. Give me that
Yeah.
soul.
So that's another 10.
Ooh. A little bit of trouble.
Eh.
So, you know what? The illusion tears around you, and I think it's going to affect everyone. As you step through, and it's almost like stepping through a thin veil that rips. And suddenly you are in this big surgical theater. As
I am
steam
truly home.
hisses around you. A huge spotlight of Balthazar stands in front of his greatest work. You see a woman. A woman that is a little bit higher up. She seems to be nude, but she has a cloth over her, giving her a little bit of sense of modesty. And you notice that Balthazar is naked as well. As he
For good
sits
heavens.
in the middle of the floor. Beneath the woman, because the woman, a couple feet up. A long, thin tube comes from under where the cloth is placed around her and into where his belly button would be.
What kind of odorful shenanigans?
An umbilical cord.
I know. But I'm saying orifice. You know, that thing where you want to fluff your mother?
Oedipus Rex.
Yes, yes.
Well, quite a lot of men have an edible complex.
Yeah.
She looks a little young to be his mother.
Quite a lot. I thought you said have an edible complex. I was
An
like,
edible.
anything's edible.
That was the first room.
I like how this entire time, we were supposed to go through these exhibits and be wondered and surprised, and we're just like, no, we're jaded art critics.
Okay, you were the jaded art critic. I was just the harsh word that ended the artist's life.
And as you get to the final room,
I'm about to end this man's entire career.
Balthazar looks onto you and goes, I have a question for you.
Ask.
You obviously understand that this is no normal exhibit.
Quite obvious by this point.
Tyler looks confused.
And as you talk, you notice there is a huge looming figure. And when I mean looming, I mean 20 feet tall, filleted. You can't see the specific features on this humanoid, but it looks at you. Are you ready to become what you truly are? Are you ready to ascend to the flesh?
I assume he's waiting for an answer.
Yeah, this is the answer to all of you. Will you ascend to the new flesh?
I've never been one for ascension. I'm much more of the opposite kind. And I give a very actually entertained grin. I think for the first time since I've entered this place.
Ernest rejects.
Mm-hmm.
What does Tyler say?
Don't think I'm ready for ascension. I've not done enough.
Yo,
No,
Tyler,
Worthy.
this is what you've wanted your entire life. This is what you've yearned for. Don't reject it because you don't think you're worthy. You'll never think you're worthy. You're not the type.
Can you give me a push then?
We'll
Gladly.
go together. And I will link. I would like to link arms with Tyler, and I think that the both of I'm going to give one look back at Ernest, and just, are you sure?
Oh, I much prefer to do what I do from the flesh that I'm in.
I want you to push, though. I want to be one of your hearts.
With like really warm hands and a big grin, one on either shoulder. Of course. And I push.
Hey, ST.
Yeah.
So I have this advantage
Yes.
called
You played
backstab.
me like a child.
Oh no.
When you attack someone who's unprepared for it, roll plus coolness.
Are you
I
trying
want to.
you want to kill
I
him?
want to. I
We're
want to
bringing
bring
him
him.
with us.
I'm bringing him with me. I want to lock my mouth onto his and intertwine my leg under his and trip him into this with us. We're a group.
I want
We go
to just
together.
for a second. I want to ask my players, not the characters.
Yes.
Is everyone okay with this? Okay,
It's a one shot.
Okay. Want to make sure.
Oh, the backstab, though.
Backstab.
The
Literally the
betrayal.
move.
What
Should
a
I roll?
dick.
I should roll. It's a roll.
You should roll. I'm looking for it right
It's
now.
so it's plus coolness. I'm gonna roll.
Okay, it's a yep, here we go. Got it.
Plus coolness. Yep. And my coolness is a +1. And ooh, that's a 19.
Come with us forever and ever and
We're a
ever.
group.
So you choose two options. I'm guessing one is knocked out.
Can I change it to knocked in?
Yeah,
I
sure.
want him to be present for this art.
And as you force Ernest to come with you, you watch as the three of you and Balthazar follow the umbilical cord and step into the tear of reality as you re-enter the womb that is creation. You feel your skin stripped of your flesh, your true self, and you realize in this moment, whether you're ready for it or not, your skin was not your true skin. It was a prison. It was a mere mask, a costume, forced over you from your inception. And as you enter into the halls of Metropolis, escaping the prison that is Elysium, that divinity that you once lost is now back with you again. And as you look at your father, not the father that you might have on paper, but the true father, the one that was there since the beginning, he welcomes you in his arms home. And we cut. And we see a report from a week later. Hey, we're taking calls about this today on KYM in the morning. Interesting stuff happened. 32 people murdered at a party. Seems to be, police are still investigating it, wondering if it's the sort of initiative of a cult or what's going on of a mass murder. All bodies have been confirmed. In other news, we have reports of missing people showing up everywhere, including, and he starts reading down the names of the list, and gets the name of Ernest, of Tyler, of Josephina. The police are asking if anyone has any tips on the whereabouts of these people to please phone in and for the award that has been slowly racking up. And I'm just going to be taking callers in today about what's going on. What do you think about this? Are we in the throes of an apocalypse? And you get a call, and it's, we can all hear, even though you're not present for us, you all hear it's the voice of Renee. And he goes, I just think that wherever they are, they're in a better place than this. That's for sure. And so we end the tale of a new flesh ball. Ascended, our divinity reclaimed. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you to my players. And what I like to do at the end of every game is on the count of 3, we just take an inhale and an exhale to release us from our shackles from this kind of dark and messy game. 1, 2. There we go. Now, players, I'll call on you again. Plug your shit, please, so I can let you all rest and get out of here. I know it was a very early game. We're going to start with Noordin Ali.
Sup? Hey, I'm Noordin Ali Khadir. My pronouns are he, him, and you can catch me online pretty much everywhere at Werewolf Feels, where werewolves can be found. If you want to see me play more games, well, tune in soon, because we're going to be playing Wickedness, the second part of our part 1 that was yesterday morning. Morning games, apparently my new thing. But also, I'm in a Hunt of the Reckoning game over on the Table Goth channel where I play Shahid Muntakim, who's been super fun, the Underground Hunter. And I'm also on the Adamless over on the Welcome In or wherever podcasts are found, playing an Efreet called Azam, who's a bit of a firebrand. And that's it for me, I think. Next.
Kaela.
Oh, hey, I'm Kay, and this morning, I played Tyler. You can find me at Critical K with 2 Ks on the interwebs. And you can also find me, speaking of Kult, on Kult, formerly Nephilim Prophecies, new name pending, on Saturday evenings on Vorpal Tales at 11 p.m. And keep an eye on Caring Comfort Studios. There's something brewing, something perhaps a little more loving, but we'll have to see. And yeah, catch me for part 2 of Wickedness in a little bit.
And then last but certainly not least, Rachel.
Oh, hi, I'm Rachel, and hi and goodbye. And you can find me everywhere on the internet under Super Rat Lord. You can find me on TikTok under that as well. I think that's it for what I'm currently doing. Although
You got a
you can
game
listen
later.
to. Oh yeah, I've got a game later, so you'll catch me again later at Virtual Horror Con.
Yeah, we gotta get Rachel on more stuff. Rachel is
I'm bored. I need to put me in, coach.
We'll talk after this is all over. Yes. But first, I must sleep. Hi everyone, I was your Cult GM, Nick Francia. You can find me at Noordin Nick. If you enjoyed this, please remember to follow and subscribe to Caring Comfort Studio as well as Gehenna Gaming. Please donate to Virtual Horror Con, and everyone have yourselves a great night. I'm gonna let my team go so they can relax for a couple minutes before they have to go. Everyone, have a good night or have a good day. Enjoy the rest of the day. Oh, whatever. Bye, everyone.